after a couple of much needed days off staying with my cousin in Flagstaff. Back on the trail, got a new trekking pole, got my welcome hat back, and I got about 200 miles to go. So feeling great, just hitting the aspens near Snow Bowl, and there's just enough snow not to be annoying. So really enjoying this and just super excited about this final stretch. Got about 80 miles to get into the Grand Canyon in, should be there in about a couple days. Canseco steps up to the plate. So I'm on this long flat stretch from Snow Bowl to the Grand Canyon, and I just got my permit. A little overly ambitious, but got it for 2 nights from tonight, and it's about 60 or 70 miles out. But I woke up this morning and I had a 42-mile stretch to get from Cedar Ranch to Grand View, which is like the first glimpse of the Grand Canyon, I think. And I thought, you know what? The trail's really flat. I'm kind of nearing the end of my trip, and today would be a good day to try to set a personal record for myself. So hoping to do 42 miles today if all goes as planned. And I've got about 16 to go and the sun's setting, but I feel pretty good. And I just met a section hiker at a trailhead who had a couple beers, so he gave me one, and that really helped. And I packed another one out, so if all goes as planned, I should be getting into camp about midnight, I think. So I don't know, we'll see.
The nature of things, you've heard it before, nothing stays, sterling instant of change, nothing stays the same, for too long it seems, I'll be alright if I got my head on tight, if I know what I'm doing, everything eventually will work out around.
Yesterday was about as long as days come for me. Started at 8:30 in the morning and got into camp, I think just before midnight at Grand View. So definitely feeling it right now. I've got a shorter day, about 20 miles to get to the South Rim, and I'm hoping to do that before 6:30 so that I can watch the sunset over the Grand Canyon. Whoa, there's a bunch of elk over there. Amazing. Too bad I don't have a zoom lens. Good morning. It is April 17th at about 6:30 in the morning, and I am walking towards the South Kaibab trailhead, the south rim of the Grand Canyon. And I'm going to start my descent today. My friends Mikey and Alexis, who I hiked with a few hundred miles, ended up getting off trail in Flagstaff, and they've just been doing some trail magic up north, but Mikey's going to hike with me today to the river. And the plan was that I was supposed to meet him at sunrise, but I blew it and overslept my alarm. So hoping to get there about 7 a.m. Not miss too much of the sunrise, but I'm so stoked about today. It's gonna be awesome.
The vast repertoire of songs is love songs. 95% of them throughout history have been that. That's what people like. But at some point, I grew bored with, even before I started recording, with writing that type of song. I remember it very well. It's the one I was writing a song for Frank Sinatra Jr. It was called Susie or something. And I couldn't take it. I mean, because I had read books and I did not know why we shouldn't have the same latitude a short story writer has.
I've been on waiting to shake your hand way too long. I've been on waiting to shake your hand way too long. I've been on wait. I've been on waiting to shake your hand way too long. I've been on waiting to shake your hand way too long. I've been on waiting to shake your hand way too long. I've been on wait.
Somehow, this is the first time that I've been rained on in the 40 days that I've been on the AZT. But it's sunny out, so can't complain too much. There are some ominous clouds on the horizon up by the North Rim, and really praying that there's no snow the next couple days. Pretty wild. So I think because the weather was a little sketchy and it's a little late in the day, there is just not a single person at Ribbon Falls. Mud, moss, and cold water. Feels incredible. This is unreal. Hiking out of the Grand Canyon at sunrise. Such a joy.
I got a feeling that our paths have met. Or is it just a case of deja vu? Who are you? This feeling never left. It left me quite unsettled. Reincarnation can't be a thing. Or can it be? I swear I saw you. I swear you saw me from afar. But I've been known to get things wrong. Sitting in your ivory tower, how I pictured us together. Just because I daydream doesn't mean a thing.
So my friends Brenzy and Jeffrey sent me a bunch of really nice vegan snacks. These are really good.
I swear you saw me from afar, but I've been known to get things wrong. Sitting in your ivory tower, how I pictured us together. Just because I daydream doesn't mean a thing. Some things will never be. You and me, you and me. Some things are meant to be unknown. Some things will never be. You and me, you and me. Some things are meant to be unknown.
Happy trails.
Yep. See you, Ryan.
It's so cold up here north of the rim. Just a couple more nights though.
And then I just generally do it over a bandana or a piece of cloth or this plastic bag. And you just break it up and you get all the super fine debris and you put it in the middle. Elbows level with your wrist. Okay. So when you see the smoke coming out of the side of your board, you know you've got a coal.
There we go.
Did you put the needles on there right away?
Oh, a picnic table? With a view?
Safe and sound, no one around. As I walk my way,
Alright, bye guys. Happy trails. I really feel like I underestimated how rad the social component of a thru hike would be. You know, when you set out on the hike, you're kind of thinking, oh, I'm gonna have all this time to be alone with my thoughts, and you know, I'm gonna find myself on the trail. But for me personally, I would spend days alone, kind of starve for human connection, and when I would come across a hiker, I would just instantly become good friends with them, and just met so many rad people on the trail. In the last few days even, met a bunch of new folks. We did our last big climb out of the canyon, hiked through a bunch of snow, ate food together. It's always kind of bittersweet when you're at a different pace because you may never see those folks again. Yeah, I ended up breaking off from the last little crew I was with and doing a pretty big day, about 34 miles to get into Jacob Lake to meet my cousin, who initially was just supposed to pick me up at the border, but decided he would meet me there. So I got all sorts of snacks and food and left a fat care package of trail magic in the bear box. So hopefully all my friends get that. And got about a 29-mile day. Obviously last day, I'm just feeling super stoked, super inspired. And you know, I don't really know what comes after this, but I think I'm gonna need some time to process it all because it's been quite the experience. Last mile. Holy shit, take it in, take it in, take it in.